6 days, I went in the ambulance to the center. I wrote my exam on the bed and I cleared 12th standard.
Wow. When I was starting and we were raising an investment round, so I reached to one of the CAs. So he gave a dialogue saying that Jenny, you are a chartered accountant and an MBA, you had such a good job. Why are you doing this? Because I am a CA, I know that I can do that business better than a fashion designer.
Correct.
CA is essentially a male dominated industry.
But if we see the leadership position, the female members are very less. So either they don't want to take or they are not able to take.
Now, for any woman, independent director at such boards, what's the process? How does somebody get there?
The law is that Companies Act requires mandatory to have a women independent director.
Now, with AI coming into the picture,
Yes.
do you think it will reduce the importance of CAs or make it redundant in any way? Every once in a while, you meet someone who leads, not just with noise, but with quiet consistency. Someone who's built trust, respect, and real impact, not just through positions held, but by lifting others along the way. Today on the Blue Carpet Talks, we're joined by someone who's done exactly that. I'm Jaey Harya, the founder of Jaey, a brand built on power dressing, self-expression, and showing up fully as you are. And through this podcast, we sit down with women who've broken barriers and built legacies, often behind the scenes. From being one of the very few women at leadership positions at the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, to mentoring women re-entering the workforce, sitting on company boards and advocating for equity in every sense of the word, Priti Savla has worn many hats. But beyond all of that, she's someone who deeply believes in purpose, presence, and doing the work with grace. Welcome to the Blue Carpet Talks, Priti ma'am. Thank you so much for taking time out and being here. I think it really means a lot. So beyond the titles and the LinkedIn bio, we want to know from you, who is Priti Savla?
Oh, hi everyone, and compliments to Jenny for organizing such a wonderful talk show and the podcast for everyone. So it really means a lot. And Priti Savla, I can say CA Priti Savla is a representative of many chartered accountants and students, CA students, for everyone, for the fraternity, leading the Sustainability Reporting Standard Board, leading Women Members Excellence Committee, and as a professional, also representing various boards, and also a mother for a child, and a wife of a husband, and many more, many more to
Titles.
many more titles for Priti Savla.
I think the one word for all of this is superwoman. One woman doing so many things, from a daughter to a mother to being on so many boards. How do you do it all? And you are one of the first lady chairpersons across the different boards in terms of the Women Excellence Board or Sustainability. I think you are one of the first women. And for women to actually reach that kind of height in an organization like this, I think it's a very difficult yet commendable job. So can you tell us a little about your journey? Has it been easy, and what has it been? How have your 20 years gone?
So journey we can divide in various parts basically. First, if I can share how I have become a chartered accountant,
Okay.
and post that how I have achieved as a chartered accountant.
Wow, yes.
So we can divide in two parts.
sure.
So to come out is that I was always been a topper in the school. And it was always a desire, and at that, in those times about 30 years back, when we get good percentage, it's always first choice to take the science field.
Yes.
And I was always keen to take science, and wanted to be engineer. And I have taken only one form of science college.
Okay.
However, my father took my admission in commerce college.
Oh, okay.
And I entered into the commerce field. And I was not well for 11th and 12th standard.
Okay.
And even doctors were not able to diagnose what has happened. So almost more than 1 year, we roamed to one or another doctors, the surgeons, and everyone. So they given me the plasters for several times, but not able to diagnose what has happened.
Oh my God.
After almost 1.5 year, when we went, everything was stopped. I was not able to eat anything, not able to drink anything.
And this was around your 12th board.
It was in 12th standard.
Oh my
and
God.
Then doctor said ki there is some serious thing, and I had to get some surgery immediately within 24 hours.
Okay.
And if I'm not, otherwise I'll not survive.
Oh my
And it was such a shock, and immediately we went to, I got admitted in a hospital, Hinduja hospital, and immediately got surgery of spinal cord. And I was been given 6 weeks bed rest.
Okay.
However, in between the 12th board exams were there, and I thought ki, see, it's a 12th board, and if I don't give the exam, my entire year is going to be waste. So I requested my parents, I want to give the exam. So everyone said ki no, in this condition, because I was not able to move left or right from bed. It was a complete bed
Yeah,
rest.
because spinal cord operations are supposed to be very big deal.
Yes, so then my father supported, and he went to the boards and center's office, and within one day got permission, so that one bed was put in the hospital. And then I was being able to give the exam on sleeping on the bed. And 6 days I went in the ambulance to the center. I wrote my exam on the bed, and I cleared 12th standard.
Wow. I think it deserves a huge round of applause because anybody else would have just given up.
Yeah.
But you actually did it sleeping on the bed. It's a very big deal. And I think you fought for it, because of which everybody else also supported. If you wouldn't have fought for it, then no matter what, nobody would have come to support you. So I think it's a very big commendable.
Very true. So that is a self-confidence,
Yeah.
one can say. And after that, one of my friend came to my residence, because when we are not well, everyone comes
Yeah.
to see us. So then, in fact, his mother came and he suggested, why don't you join CA?
Okay.
And he brought my CA foundation form. And then I entered into this CA world. And this is how my journey to enter into chartered accountancy.
Wow. I think it is a very different journey. Like when people see a successful person from the outside, they feel that it's such a luxurious journey and they've had it all easy. But nobody knows the real truth behind the struggle.
Correct. So I always suggest to the students also, when it's all about passion.
Yes.
So one always say ki, I want to do this, my passion is this. But then sometimes the circumstances are like that ki there are two schools of thought. That is one ki I want to do something, and this is my passion. But sometimes it is not possible to do what you want to do. So whatever comes on your way, you take that as a passion, and you can do the best out of it, and do the excellency out of it. And that is another school of thought.
Yes.
And that is how it is.
See, no matter what the path is, your destination is. So you can go like this, you can go like this, but if you have a certain goal, you should be able to just reach there however.
Yes, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this is and once we desire to do something, it is always we can make our own path.
Yes, yeah.
And then in our olden days, our parents were like that. Ki, you have to get married at very early age. So my exam was in November, and my marriage was fixed 6 months prior to my CA final exam also.
Oh my God.
And immediately after giving exam, my wedding was there, and I cleared my results came after
You got married.
after my marriage.
Oh.
And I cleared CA.
Oh my God. Wow.
So this is how the journey of CA, that is the first part of my
Amazing.
journey.
And 30 years back, एक तो CA or as a field was also not that known. It was a very big deal to
Yes.
do a CA. Today it is still a little common, but
Yes.
30 years back it was a big deal. Plus a woman doing a CA against all odds, that's an even bigger deal. So I think this journey is more commendable than it even looks like.
So a CA is one of the best course I would suggest for female. And after becoming CA, you can do what you want to do. You can either do your own practice or job or like what you are doing, entrepreneurship. Because I have also pursued entrepreneurship management course from Indian School of Business,
Wow.
ISB. And I was the only one chartered accountant out of a batch of 30 people. And what I have understood that the number crunching and the finance and accounts, a CA can do the best.
Yes.
So in any field, if you go as a CA, right, and within any business, you can do the best.
Yeah.
So if your passion is to become a, say, fashion designer or entrepreneur, after becoming a CA, you can actually do the best out of it.
You know, this is such a perfect thing to say, because I'll share a personal experience with you. When I was starting and we were raising an investment round, so I reached to one of the CAs, asking that, because they were investing in other startups. So I was like, will you invest and all of that? So he gave a dialogue saying that, Jenny, you're a chartered accountant and an MBA, you had such a good job. Why are you doing this? If you were a fashion designer, I would have said कि ठीक है चलो आप business कर रहे हो. But if you're a CA, then why are you doing this? And my answer to him was exactly this: कि because I am a CA, I know that I can do that business better than a fashion designer.
Correct.
And that school of thought makes so much difference.
Exactly. So that you can do wonders in what you
Yes,
want to do.
because
Actually.
you know numbers better, you know P&L balance sheets better
Yes,
than anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Very
amazing.
true. Now coming to the second part of my journey. So I always wanted my husband to be chartered accountant, and that was my condition to my
wow.
parents also,
Amazing.
so that I can at least do well. But actually, whatever we were finding any boy, so then at those times, everyone wanted a housewife actually, because they don't want anyone to go out and do something. However, after all odds, we came to know someone, and Paras was the one choice. What
How
we came
nice.
to. And it was like at the age of 21, 22, if we get married, it becomes a little bit difficult in a joint family. And then also I wanted to do something, and started practice. And both of us has a great tuning.
Wow.
And we always be like best of the couple. And the support of each other to each one was always there. Support of Paras was always there to me. And we always used to write articles,
Okay.
being speakers, and joined study circles, and used to go regularly, had a good network. And immediately at that time, one of the branch of institute opened over there. And I became a managing committee member of the
Wow.
branch. This is 2007.
Okay.
And after that, the opportunity, when we go all across, the opportunity comes on your way. And it depends how you actually take it. So that is how. And I fortunately opportunity came to become a WIRC member.
Wow.
And it was like also becoming a chairperson of WRC, which is an achievement in
Big
itself.
achievement.
And along with the practice, managing home. And at those time, a lot of guests also used to come at home, and it was difficult to manage. However, and support system was not there, and we are not able to speak anything at that young
when you're
age.
young and when you're married, we can't really say much. Even if,
In a joint family to
we
our
can't.
in-laws. So, however, my mother-in-law was a great support to me. And however, during those times, I used to get up early in the morning, cook everything, and then go for office and come early, because
There's like a double duty that we always do.
always do. And that is how in the initial period it's very tough to manage everything. However, we have to actually do a lot of things. And I always believe that, maybe as a traditional thought, but this is my personal belief, that if we satisfy someone, then automatically the things come back.
100%.
And with that, I got the opportunity to become a Central Council member also after becoming chairperson of WIRC.
Wow.
And this is how the journey has started.
And now you've been elected as the chairperson for the Women Excellence Board also, and re-elected for a chairperson at Sustainability Board also.
Re-elect as a Central Council member.
Okay, Central
And that is a wall, my contribution to the profession for last 20 years. And that is how it is coming back.
I think I take 2-3 pointers from what you've said. One is, I love the fact that you were firm ki I want a CA partner and I want to work after I get married, because again 20 years back, 10 years back, the ecosystem was not that developed. People were not thinking that forward that they are today, and you still fought for it. Usually it is the other way around कि मेरे parents ने मेरी शादी करवा दी and मुझे छोड़ना पड़ा job. But for you, you
Correct.
were firm.
Yes.
Yeah, I want this and this is the only thing I will be able to do it. And you found somebody who is so supportive. That is the first thing that I loved of what you said. Second is, you very humbly kept saying that this opportunity came, but very respectfully, I think it is because you were doing so much actively and working towards it is why that came to you. It will not just, it's not just something that would come on its own. It's because of all your efforts. So I think that it's very humble of you to say that you've taken these opportunities, but it's a bigger thing behind the scenes that you've worked for these opportunities. And even today that you are sitting here, I invited you and in one shot you said yes. And you being doing so many things as a superwoman, I wouldn't have honestly expected. I thought 5 times before messaging you ki ma'am हाँ बोलेंगे कि ना बोलेंगे, she must be so busy. But it was so nice, and that is something that we need to learn from you. Like, no matter how busy you are, you don't say no to anything, any opportunities. That's what brings you at such a level.
Right.
So
This is like how it is like responsiveness.
Yes.
And it's my always a priority to reach out to the members and students.
Yeah.
And this is always, and I have gone through such a huge issue in my life. This is my second
Yes,
life.
yeah.
So any issue relating to the student comes, I'm the first one to support my students.
nice.
And from our members. So first connect is always a chartered accountant. Because you are
for
a CA, then I will always respect that and do that. So that is the first thing. However, the humbleness only brings you up, and this is what I have learned. And my mentor has also taught me the same thing.
Wow.
So this is how, and the role of mentor in my life is really very great.
So who is your mentor, if you don't mind me asking?
So for various mentors in my life, for institute parts, a separate mentor.
Okay, yeah.
For my professional life is a separate mentor.
Yes.
And so however me and Paras take decisions together, whatever we do. So whether it is me or Paras, we take always decision together.
Okay.
But mentors have, even for institute part, mentors have played really a great role because I have never thought to become as a Central Council member, and this is a mentor because of whom I have achieved this.
Amazing. And this brings me to the next question also, that you just said that you never thought becoming a Central Council member,
Yes.
but you have become now. So what does success look like for you? Like, what's the definition of success? Do you think you're successful? Is there more to do?
So, as regards to success, it is an achievement of some goal we have in life, right? And the success is defined by each one, right?
Yeah.
So, how we can do the best in the given circumstances?
Yes.
And that is a success. And there is no fixed limit of that. It's our persuasion. It's all about us drawing the line ki what I want to achieve.
Yes.
And if you achieve that, it's always next level you want to go.
For sure.
And this is how it is.
Awesome. It's such a good learning ki you're never unsuccessful. I think you keep being successful at different stages of your life, but then you set another goal and then you want to be successful at that. So it's like there is no level of success.
So it is like what we want to achieve within a limited period of time may not happen. But we have to learn from our failures So failures come in each one's life.
Yes.
So it is what is looking may not be correct. It has always been successful, but we have to learn from our own failures, and then we achieve the success to the next level. So this is how it is.
Yes.
However,
Makes so
we have
much
to
sense.
keep trying and keep learning, relearning to achieve that.
Absolutely, and such a big learning, I think, for this. So, Preeti ma'am, you've been a CA for 20 plus years now. So, I have two questions for you. One
Now
is
it's
that
25 years.
25 plus, oh God. Wow. So, one first question is that being a woman, CA is essentially a male dominated industry. I mean, now things are changing, but forever it has been, and there is no lie to it. So, being a woman in this space and growing so fast in a male dominated space, what are the struggles that you faced, and how has the profession evolved over 25 years?
So the profession has evolved a lot. However, as regards to gender equality, I feel that CA is one of the best course for females also.
Yes.
And there is no bias or there is no reservation in our course,
Yes.
whether as regards to any caste, creed, community, or even as a gender.
Yeah.
So it is all equal for
There's no
everyone.
quota or anything of
Nothing,
that sort.
nothing.
It's very
so
open.
that is equal for
Yes.
everyone, and that is what I also feel. It has to be equal
Equal.
for everyone. Nowadays, if we see, the ratio of women members is increasing.
Increasing.
So at present, we have 29.3% female members out
That
of
is-
4,50,000 total members,
Wow.
right? And the ratio is increasing day by day.
That is amazing.
So 44% are students out of about 9-10 lakh students. So female students are 44%.
Wow.
So similarly, what happens if we see the workforce in our offices everywhere, the female members ratio is increasing. But if we see the leadership position, the female members are very less,
Very less.
in leadership position. So either they don't want to take or they are not able to take.
Yeah.
So this is what the difference is, and I want to curtail that difference.
Yes.
As such, doing CA or becoming CA, there is no challenge in that for a CA.
But ma'am, it's also
females.
true, right, that the journey to leadership for a woman is more difficult than, because then you have to, at every step you have to prove yourself, because everybody will be like a woman, see, वैसे ही women and CA people
That is the
think-
mentality of everyone.
Exactly.
Persuasion,
Exactly.
perception.
Yeah, but that's a wrong perception. But you still have to prove, because
Yes.
the truth is what it is. So the journey is more difficult for women than it is for men.
That is
so
true.
you've mentioned that you want to curtail it, and that's like an amazing goal to have. But how do you think we'll be able to curtail this?
So this is like each one, it is now where it becomes very personal, I can say.
Yeah.
That fire in the belly should be there
Yes.
for each one who want to achieve it. And the ways and means, because as you rightly said, it's sometimes we feel that it's a male dominated
Yeah.
community. So that fire in the belly, we have to do that.
Yeah.
And then that,
Only
you know, as we say, nothing is impossible.
Yeah, for sure.
So then you have to always pursue, and the efforts will require maybe 200% than what is normal required.
Yeah.
So that all is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it
So,
becomes.
I would just want to ponder on that a little more, is that we women go through a lot of phases in our life also, right? We get married, then we have kids, and then we are expected to also take care of the kids all along, and then there are so many. Mostly these are the stages that hold back women from actually achieving their goals, because people are like, now I have to choose between one, and then they kind of choose their kids over their career. So what are these things that how did these things not hold you back?
So it's always first is a passion
Yeah.
to serve and to do something extraordinary, thinking out of box.
Yeah.
Fire in the belly is always there.
For
And over a period of time, we have to build the support system, right? And the support system at home, at office, everywhere. And sometimes it becomes very difficult in the beginning of your career, But what I have seen or observed or understood, if the another person, sometimes it happens ki we are not able to have our own clear goals in our
Yeah.
life, ki
Yes.
what we want to do, right? And everyone starts switching, नहीं मुझे ये नहीं करना है, अभी मुझे ये नहीं मिल रहा है, or I'm not getting something, but we don't know what we want to do. So we should have very clear
Clear vision.
goals, the clear vision in the life. Once that goal is decided, and what we want to do, and accordingly we have to build our support system.
Support system.
And then the another person who is our part of our support system, they should also be aware ki what we want to achieve, and then it is possible ki how we can achieve it.
Wow, that is such an amazing way to think, clear it
Yeah.
out actually.
Clear it out, because then entire ecosystem is brought in that fashion, and it becomes a goal of everyone, right?
Yes.
So then it's like you have to work on that.
Yes, yes.
And it may not be possible to overnight it happens. It takes a lot of time. It requires a lot of patience and perseverance.
And I think two things on the support system that I've learned. A is, right, like you rightly said, you have to have a certain goal and then align everybody that this is my goal. So then everybody will know that it and they will support it. But the second thing is one that you told earlier is that you have to make somebody else happy so that they support you back. It can't be a one-way street. Like you woke up in the morning and you cooked food and then you went to work and then you came back and you cooked. Everybody saw you doing that much for them. That is why when it was their time to support you, they were there for you because you were there for them when you had to support.
Correct.
So it's always a two-way street. We can't expect that, we just get the support, we don't
Correct.
give it.
Correct.
So,
Exactly.
So while a lot of women do complain that we have to do a double duty and we have to work, I personally have seen that in my life and through your story that it's okay because somebody else also is doing some double
Correct.
duty somewhere.
Yes.
And it's a balance that we have to maintain.
100%.
So even if we give,
because we have to also give gratitude to them what they are doing, how they are supporting,
yes,
which comes back to us in some or the other way, and that is how it is our duty also,
for
and
sure.
it is a win-win situation for everyone.
Everybody, for sure. Amazing. So, Priti ma'am, you've also mentored so many women on your journey, right? Maybe young women who want to do CA are doing CA, or women who want to get back to the work after they've taken their breaks. So, what are the biggest fears that these women have, and what is your take or your suggestion or advice to them on how to get away from these fears?
So various women have like taken a break for 2 years, 5 years, and they are away from the profession entirely. And for maybe the reasons like family reasons, or their kids are small, or some other things, and they want to do something, and then now after the break, after the sabbatic, they have some time, and they want to do something, come back to, because they also feel ki I have clear CA,
Yeah.
I want to do something, right? So now what happens, over a period of time, the technology has changed.
Right.
Then various new laws, rules, regulations have come. So then they have some internal fear that whether they'll be
Outdated.
able to cope up with the new things. But it's always relearn.
Yes.
Again, now because I always suggest that when the new things come up, it's always beneficial for the starter or the restarter, because everyone is on the same page. So my advice to them is, come back. You have to, when you have cleared a CA exam, then you can do anything,
Anything, for sure.
right? So you can come back, learn, relearn, because you are not to unlearn,
Yeah.
and you can do well.
Awesome. And I think CA is one profession where you just have to keep learning and keep yourself updated. No matter how mature you are in the job, you have to keep yourself updated because things are so dynamic in this profession. So I think first step is just to keep yourself updated. Once you have that, I think it's easier to get back. And this brings me to the next question. Now with AI coming into the picture,
Yes.
the scenario has changed drastically. So, what are the pros and cons of AI being in the picture, and how can people use it to their benefit?
So I have also learned recently one course on AI. So how best I can actually use in my office and day-to-day work. Because with AI, a lot of things we can get it done through the technology.
Yeah,
So our time is saved, and we need not invest that much
that
in that.
much time.
So we can best office automation tools are there, and various artificial intelligence. Even when we use mobile, there are various apps which we are not aware, right? So if we use it efficiently, we can
Yeah.
do
Work faster.
work faster, and in efficient manner.
But do you think it will reduce the importance of CAs or make it redundant in any way? Because that's what people are saying about every job. कि AI आके will eat up that job. But do you think that will happen?
So, how you are using AI, that is the most important thing. So, you can use AI in such a way that it increases your work, right, in an efficient way, right? So, you can get more work. If you develop some app, and if you have,
Yes.
right, you can do multiple work with limited time. So, AI will increase the work of CAs.
It will not replace them, but will actually make them more efficient.
More efficient, and certain work AI cannot do.
Of course.
Some data analytics or certain things that intelligence is required, and that is the
And comes
USP.
with an experience.
And that is a USP of a chartered accountant.
I think it is an amazing way to think about it. And coming back to one point that you had mentioned, that you play so many roles in your life and so many duties, but you only have 24 hours. So how do you plan your day or prioritize? How much time do you give to yourself, your family, and how do you just do it all?
This is a very big question.
I think important for everybody because
Everyone.
everybody complains that they have less time, but then you get so much done in
Correct.
the same time. So
Correct.
how do you do that?
So we have 24 hours in a day, and time is a crucial,
For sure.
right? Once the time is gone, never comes back, and that is how. So you have to prioritize, and what is your priority, and top priority, that you have to give more time.
For sure.
So sometimes I feel that women are so addicted to, not addicted, but having so much love for their child, and they feel that that child will not remain without her, right? So it depends,
Yeah.
like
There's
and
always that guilt.
Exactly.
What if I'm not taking
I'm
care of
not
it properly?
there.
What if I'm
Yes.
not there?
Correct. Exactly. So I give an example to everyone. So now your child has grown up, say after 5th standard or 6th standard, and he comes, and you feel that he comes at 4 o'clock in the evening from school, and I have to be there when he comes back. And your child will come from school, he'll have some snacks, and immediately run away to play. Right? And it even doesn't bother who is there at home or not. Right? And you are at home and on the mobile. Right? And so it becomes, and your child doesn't want sometimes to. So then what you have to do? You have to do give quality time your child.
Yes. More
It
than
is
quantity,
quality time. Even if you are there with your family, with your parents, with your husband, with anyone, and if you are totally on phone doing office work, then there is no use. They'll also get bored, and you will also like you are doing some another work, and you only physically present over there.
Yeah.
So if you give 1 hour, only 1 hour, give quality time,
Yeah.
right?
That kid will also look forward to spending that time with
Exactly.
you.
So now that is most important. Now, for example, your exam of your child is there, you can devote 10 days.
Yeah.
You can take leave from your office and give time to child. So that is your priority. And then child also feel, yes, my mother is giving so much time, right? Then he or she himself, herself will say, "Arey, now you have to go to office. Why not you are
Wow,
going
how
after the
nice.
exams are over?" So automatically it comes back. So this is how. So you have to prioritize looking at the circumstances. When some function is there, you have to be 100% involved in that, in your with your family. But when office work is there, you have to do 100% fully occupied in the office doing that work, whatever that limited time is there. So accordingly, once priority has to be set, and then it can be done.
It is such a good example that where you're at that particular time, what is the situation? Because I think we met earlier and you said that you are here in Bombay for a few days because it's your son's CA final exam. And otherwise, you're always traveling a lot of places. But this time you were here because for him, so even if whether he is studying on his own, he might not really
Correct.
necessarily need you for studying.
Correct.
But just you being there for him at this point of time is very important.
Exactly.
And that's the quality. Right?
Mental support is there.
Yes.
And in that in between we can have some another other work. Nowadays we can have our own home
Yeah.
offices we can do, but that mental support being
Support
over
is
there
there.
physically is required. So that way we can plan accordingly.
Yeah, it is so important. I remember during my CA final exam, I was here in Bombay only, and parents are also here. But I was getting very stressed before the law paper because accounts me I got stuck on some question, so I got very nervous.
Correct.
And then law ke pehle I was just blank and very stressed. How will I give the paper? And honestly, ma'am, I reached a point where I was not able to read my book. It was like पढ़ने नहीं हो रहा है, दिमाग में कुछ register ही नहीं हो रहा है.
Correct.
So I called my dad and he was at work. I was like, Papa, you come now. I am not able to study. I was crying on the phone and all of that. He just came running. He left everything and he came running. And then, because I was not able to read the book, he narrated the entire book to me and he sat with me all night and he had told mom कि जैनी को अकेला नहीं छोड़ना है because if they would leave me in the room alone I would start crying because I was so stressed about it and they both sat with me all night. They were up and they made me study, and if they were not there I probably wouldn't have cleared CA today. So maybe they are busy because making their own lives, and that's understandable, but when you needed they were there, and that is the most important.
Exactly. So that is our priority we have to set. So it's okay. I can always say कि we can have conduct the meeting after 15 days.
Yes. Yeah.
And whatever work actually it is getting done on online meetings also with now the blessings in disguise of COVID.
Yes, entire universe has now shifted to a very hybrid model.
Exactly.
So that like gives you the comfort to do things
Exactly,
from your home
exactly.
also.
So you have to, this is like priorities are, we have to set our own priorities.
Very interesting. So, ma'am, there is a lot of debate these days going out that's Gen Z versus millennials, or maybe in the sense that the quality of the CAs that were coming out 20 years ago versus 10 years ago versus 5 years ago versus now. Obviously, times change, situations change, work changes, but what are your thoughts on the CAs of 10 years ago versus the CAs of now? And if you had to give one advice to today's generation, what would that be?
The CAs at present now are very smart. The CAs when we did, we were not having so much of information.
Yeah.
Nowadays they are having more information. They know a lot of things than what we used to know 20 years back, 30 years back, when even we were not qualified and when we qualified. However, the overflow of information is bad part, and sometimes the overflow of information is not good, and this is how what is happening. And the commitment levels, like we used to earlier, the CAs used to be there, the entire life with one corporate, one company or whatever organization they used to work. But nowadays, things have changed. So I would advise the new generation CAs have patience,
Very important.
pursuance, and also we have our entire profession is on the two pillars, that is ethics and integrity.
Yes.
And if you follow that in all walks of your life, then always you can do wonders. So over a period of time that only works.
Yes.
So if they follow, if everyone follows that, then they can do wonders.
I think your point on overflow of information links me to another point कि back then if I wanted to know say कौन से section में क्या है to figure out, I had to read all the books and all of that and then get those answers, citations and all of that. Today we are getting all that information on a click. So I feel that learning is reducing. Maybe I'm getting that information faster, but am I learning out of that information? Maybe not, because I'm getting it on a click. I don't need to learn it.
But actually what happens in that, Jenny, they don't know the facts of the case. So when we used to do articleship,
Yes.
and when our students are doing, we tell them to go through the act,
Yeah.
what the act says,
Yes.
put those things in the scenario, bring some two, three options, and then we can decide the things. And now put you in something and directly bringing the solution without knowing the facts, then everything goes.
Yeah, it is completely half baked, and some
Exactly.
people don't even know what they're getting the answer. They just submit it
Just
that
submit
way.
it. And now with this, in 2 minutes presentations, but the content is important.
Yes.
And this is how that overflow of information without knowing the facts makes the life very difficult.
Difficult, yes, very impressive. So, Priti ma'am, we recently did a session. I think I was also a part of it. Was more around entrepreneurship. There was a panel around entrepreneurship for CAs, or if somebody wants to start something of their own, maybe out of the CA profession. I have seen you also positively promote that a lot. I think you were quite encouraging. There was a pitch session and so much that the community organized. So, if today somebody wants to actually start something, maybe beyond CA, like what are your suggestions on it, and some advice or some maybe next steps, if you can give them some suggestions.
So to begin something, you should have knowledge of it. So once first to begin with, we have to do research on that. Okay, what is existing, the what actually the product is, and what is our market audience.
Yes.
What is the ingredient requirements along with the materials, but also the technology, the resources, the finance, and existing competition. So all those research one has to do.
Yeah.
One has to do surveys, right? Interact, network, begin it, and interact, network, and grow it. So these are the basic ingredient requirements.
Research is the first step. If
Research
you
is
don't know
the
what you're
first step.
getting into properly, then that might not be a very good idea.
Right.
Interesting.
Because nowadays everything can be, there is a market for everything.
Yes.
But we should know what can be sold,
Yeah.
what is our market audience.
Yeah.
So
I think expertise in that area is also important. Like you need to be
Expertise.
passionate, and you need to have that personal problem and expertise. And this is what I want to solve
correct. Correct. And what is the pain points
Yes.
of the customers, your prospective customer? What are the pain points? So if you are able to serve them and get their pain points sort out, they'll be happy. Once the customer is happy, you will get 10 more customers.
For sure. For sure. Amazing.
So this is how it is.
Amazing. So, Preeti ma'am, you're also on the board of a lot of companies as an independent director, right? Now, for any woman or anybody for that matter to be a part of such boards or such become an independent director at such boards, what are the what's the process? How does somebody get there?
So in India, so I have done a lot of research into this since last 10 years.
Wow.
And I have given a lot of presentations also into this.
Wow.
So in India, the law is that Companies Act requires mandatory to have a women independent director. And even not only women, but 2/3 of the board should be independent directors. Only one can be women at present in that. So that is first part to begin.
Okay.
The law requirement of law is like that.
Okay.
So there is a huge opportunity. And the process is like that. We should have that qualities to serve on the board. And also interaction, how we present ourselves, what is our knowledge on corporate governance, on various acts, the requirements, what we do, and how we are able to showcase that, how we are able to network, and then opportunity comes on the way.
So I think it's a lot of work when it comes to presenting, it comes to making sure that you have the right connects in the industry to be able to get that opportunity and then working towards it. So there is a huge opportunity, and the reason I'm asking this is because not a lot of women know that there is this opportunity and they can actually become independent directors on boards, and that's such a huge accomplishment while they are working on their industries and startups. So I think this is a very important step also. I think people should just research about it a little more. There are opportunities and people can just take advantage of it and actually become at that level. So very interesting. And coming back to your point on the presentations part, because we are doing a power dressing startup, I think this is something that I have to ask you. It's like when you say that you do so many presentations, uh, does it really matter how you dress, what you wear, and what is the impact of dressing when you actually present yourself?
Um, it's always said that first impression is the last impression.
Yes.
So the first impression is your dressing, right? This is the first impression.
Yeah. When you walk into the room, that's the first thing they're seeing.
Exactly. So it will be the people will get maybe what I can say amazed, and the first impression in the minds of the audience will be created. Ki,
Yes.
wow, someone who has actually come to give the presentation. So that is first part, and the confidence what you build yourself is very important. And with the good dressing, you become more confident.
Yeah.
So this is first part. Going to the next level, then your presentation, how it is, the content is very important.
Very important.
Your knowledge, your content, and how actually you showcase that, how you present. So that is all about it.
Very good. So I think 20% of the job is done if you go up and just show up in a proper manner, well dressed, and the rest 80% is your skill sets and your content and what you're really bringing to the table.
Correct.
But either can't go without either. You can't be very shabby and just get to the
Yes.
presentation, because then the first impression will not be the best.
Correct.
Okay. And traditionally, women in general, and I think even with you, more women have worn traditional outfits to work as like a kurta or a dress as compared to Western outfits. It's only now that the times are changing and more women are wearing Western fits. So your transition from an Indian fit to a Western fit, I think you also mentioned that you want more Western outfits in your wardrobe because you go to meetings and all, and you want to blazer up. So, from a mindset perspective, how easy or difficult is it to shift from Indian wear to Western wear? And a lot of women are not comfortable doing that. You very gracefully did it today. But then, what were the reservations, and how does it get easier?
So it is all depending on our mindset, basically. However, the perception of people is also there, the people around and all. So,
लोग क्या कहेंगे?
but then one has to be like what we want to do. And on different occasions, we can wear different things. We are, the females are the blessed one to have the variety of the
Yeah.
choices. And whatever we want to wear, we can wear actually. And whatever we like, we can wear. So it depends on us,
Yes.
what we want to wear. And uh, sometimes I feel for dressing or for anything, log kya kahenge, we have to just leave it aside,
Yeah.
right? And what we want to do with confidently we should do.
I think it's also about starting. If you wear it once, you will get little more confidence, and you wear it twice, second time, then you will get more confidence. And then once you keep trying, is where you will
Correct.
reach a point where now I'm feeling confident.
Correct.
I can
And
try.
nowadays, like, people are very open also. So
Yeah. Now nobody judges as much as they used to
exactly,
in the past.
exactly. So we have to be very open.
Being a part of the sustainability board and actually chairing it for so long, for 2 years now, I think more than 1 year, 2 years. What are the different initiatives that you have taken towards this, and how do you see the future of this?
It's a very good question, and so this is a sustainability which this is an institute which make me learn sustainability,
Wow.
and I have learned it passionately, and this is one of my best subject now. And as per our agenda, as per the agenda of our nation, and our honorable Prime Minister has said that he wants India to become a carbon neutral by 2070, and he has given Panchamrut in his speech to be followed by 2030. On that basis, institute ICI, we have started this sustainability reporting standard board, and it is now been 5 years.
Wow.
And I am privileged to be the chairperson of this board, and this is the first board in the world, and we are pioneer in the world.
Wow.
And the activities we do various fronts in the three paths. One is interaction with the regulators who bring this sustainability and reporting standards. So we interact with them for the betterment of the nation and our fraternity at large. And we also do the capacity building of our members by conducting various courses and awareness. So we have conducted various awareness initiatives, various videos, the podcasts and everything, and with the leaders in the sustainability. And this is how we want that our national agenda to come up. And carbon neutral, the people earlier were not aware about what is carbon neutral. The first video I have seen is nature requires people or people require nature.
Yes.
Right? So if we don't take care of nature, our next generations will be no more. And this is how we have to pursue the agenda of our nation and sustainability by bringing the alternate energies, conservation of water, the species of animals and everything. So this is how we pursue to become a sustainable. And this is how we
Amazing. It is amazing how CA as an institute is also taking so many initiatives,
Yes.
right? Because as such, if you look at it, it doesn't have a lot to do with sustainability.
because it's a non-financial reporting.
It's a non-financial reporting, but still taking so many initiatives, and you are on the international board, right? And that is such a big deal, and probably not a lot of people talk about it.
Correct.
But these initiatives are the ones that actually matter.
Exactly. So this is like I am also representing India, an international sustainability standard board.
Wow.
And one of another initiative, which one of the best initiative, I feel so happy and satisfied with that, is like bringing the 16 social audit standards and social audit framework, and bringing the regulation listing regulations for listing of NPOs on social stock exchange. So this is what the satisfaction I
Amazing.
feel when I work in the sustainability at institute level.
That's such a huge work, I think, and that sets all the wheels in motion.
Yes,
So
exactly.
super important, and also very, I think, very important for every single company to follow. And this is something that you've said, so that is amazing.
Yes, it is mandatory. CSR is also mandatory for every company, and I'm the first social auditor of India.
Amazing.
Yes, because we
Wow.
have to first learn, and then only we can learn. We can teach others.
Yeah. And as a woman, for you, again, I'm saying, I keep repeating this because I feel so proud that that's a legacy that you have set in terms of the first woman and the first social auditor. You're on the international board, you're the chairperson of so many boards. It is not easy, and just a proud moment for, I think, a CA and a woman CA to actually see. And you are an inspiration for so many women out there. So that brings me to one of the last questions here. There are so many young women who are watching this podcast and learning so much from you and your journey, but they're also probably unsure of their own journeys. So what is that one thing you want them to know, and one advice that you want to give them?
See, when we go to movie and there is an option to watch 3D movies, we always like to watch 3D
Yes.
movies.
Yes.
Why? Because you have to wear the specs, and a lot of sweets, balloons, chocolates, everything like comes to
it
us.
feels very real.
And it comes to us like So 3Ds are desire, determination,
Okay.
and dedication.
Wow.
And this is a message to everyone, all the young ones. See, have 3 Ds in life. So, you desire for something to achieve and determine that you want to achieve and you will achieve, and dedicate yourself to that goal to achieve that objective. So, you'll definitely achieve.
Wow.
And this is a message for everyone.
And it's such a good analogy that if you follow that 3Ds, things will automatically come to you the way it comes in your 3D movie setup. So amazing. And this is such a unique way to put it. Very, very interesting. I think that brings me to the last and the most important point. I love what you're wearing and the outfit. So I want to know how you feel in it and what you think about it.
So Jay always gives the power dressing, and as we already discussed, the first impression is the last impression, and is like feeling confident, wearing the outfit. So is always the different outlook, and I'll always feel when you go out, how confident you feel. And it always brings betterment and looks like something different. This is one of the best part of it. So
Thank you. I'm so glad that you like it and you're looking so amazing in it. So we'll come to the last section of this podcast, which is a quick quiz. So I have few points, and because we are CAs, this is a quiz called an asset liability quiz.
Okay.
So I will say some statements. You have to tell us whether it is an asset or is an liability as per you. And if you have some thoughts around why, you can share those also.
But balance sheet asset is always equal to liabilities.
Interesting. Yeah, I hope that's the same in life also. I don't think it is.
We have to always
balance.
we are always there to tally the balance sheet.
वो होता है ना notional एक क्या balancing figure suspense account.
Without any suspense. Reserves and surplus.
Reserves and surplus, yes, perfect. Okay, but we'll still think about what it is for us, asset or liability.
Yes.
So the first one is work from home culture.
Is always an asset. So again I feel that hybrid culture is best one.
Yeah.
Because only sitting at home sometimes we'll get boredom. And twice in a week to office and then work from home is one of the best thing to happen.
Yeah. But I also feel that as from being on the this side where I actually have a team, I don't, in my company work from home is not allowed, because I feel that people who work in that environment along with the entire team in that company for a startup like us, they have developed that kind of thought process and ideas that they might not get when they are sitting alone at home. So for me, though balance is necessary, but I don't like work from
See
home
what
culture so
happens,
much.
no? And this is very true what you have said. For the upcoming and the growing entrepreneurs,
Yes.
and even small and medium practitioners. Because and when you grow to the next level, like a large firms or the large companies, sometimes in the service sector, they offer work from home because they have invested huge in their
Yes,
technology.
technologies.
Right? So when even they are not around at the laptop for 5 minutes,
They're able to check
automatically
it.
they are able to check, and automatically that message will come to that person ki you are not working. So they have invested huge.
Yeah.
So for the larger companies, right,
It makes more sense.
it makes more sense. They have invested huge. So over a period of time, see what it saves to them,
Rent and everything.
cost, infrastructure cost, and everything it's saving, and that much they are investing in technology. So, however, for the small and medium practitioners or the entrepreneurs, it becomes difficult to invest such a huge things in the infrastructure, maybe. So, to begin with, it's always better to do this
Work from office.
work from office 100% and bring that kind of environment to the resources so they feel good to work from office.
They should enjoy what they are doing.
Exactly.
And
So
ऐसा
that
नहीं होना
work
चाहिए कि,
environment has
हाँ,
to be
it's
there.
too much struggle. Yeah.
And then they will automatically gradually the growth is there.
Perfect. Awesome. Okay. Next is AI in accounting. Is it asset or liability?
So AI in accounting, what happens? More than 50% of the work can be done with AI in the accounts, and with the technology, lot of things, maybe more than 50% also can be done. So then we can
an
do
asset.
more and focus more on analytics, the data analytics, and we can bring good results out of it.
Got it. Nice. So next point is, what is it an asset or liability? Young professionals switching careers.
So so now with the more information available, as we discussed earlier, they know what they want to do.
Yeah.
In earlier times, we were not having
were not
ideas ki what we want to do. It's very for you have chosen this career after being a chartered accountant to become the entrepreneur,
Yes.
having your own startup, because you had a clarity of thoughts. And now with this information, mentorship, clarity of thoughts, now the people youngsters are having clear vision
Yes.
what they want to do. And even if they are like they start with a few people together, few members, friends together, they start startup, or they are able to choose something. So it's always better
Yeah,
for their future growth to have this kind of career path.
Next one, clients who always challenge your advice. Is it an asset or a liability?
So we have majority of our clients are chartered accountants only, so they know a lot of things.
Yeah.
So when we are more perfect when the clients challenge us.
Challenges. So it's always an asset.
It's always an asset.
CA exams going online. Is it an asset or a liability?
CA exams
Going online.
going on. So at the institute level, it's always a thought process coming in. We should switch over everything online, right? So at present, we have already given 2 SPOM exams are already there. So
okay.
earlier there were 8 papers. Now there are only 6 papers. 2 papers are already switched over online.
Wow.
And in even other papers, 30% are is like alternative MCQs are there. 30 marks MCQs are already there. So depending on the situation, institute at the council, depending on the circumstances,
Yeah, so we are moving towards taking the CA
lot of
exams
things online things are happening.
And that's the best part because it removes the location barrier altogether. Now there is no need for an exam center or something. Actually, no, people still have to go to the center to give, but it still moves the location barrier because all the
No,
data
but online also you have to go to the center, and give.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Because we even in CFA also, if you see, it's online, but you have to go to center because lot of security checks are there. So that is.
This is a funny one. Being asked for tax advice at weddings. Is it an asset or a liability?
So I would say that how you can create this as an asset, it depends on you. So if is your existing client, it depends who is asking the advice.
You can build the relationship if you actually are able to pull
Exactly.
that
So
off. Very interesting.
So if you're existing client, you can always say ki whether it is a what kind of question it is. As a prospect, you can have the prospective client out of it also.
Got it. Nice. This one is interesting. Online financial advice from influencers. So today a lot of influencers are giving advice and
Yes.
tips. So is that an asset or a liability?
So SEBI has brought a white paper for financial influencers. What they can speak, what they cannot speak, what advice they can give on online mode and everything. So anyone who is a financial influencer has to be very, very careful
Careful.
what they can speak, because they cannot divert or misguide the investors.
Yeah, because there is so much information out there. So many people are giving financial advice. They don't even know anything about finance, and they are coming and
Correct,
giving
correct.
financial advice.
Exactly.
So this was very important and a very good move by SEBI, I would say. Last question. Women only workspace and events, as in just women focused workspaces or events. Is that an asset or a liability?
So, as I said earlier, we don't want anything to create any gender bias,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Everyone is equal.
Yes.
And in our profession, there is
Yes.
no gender bias as such. So, we don't want anything to be like that. And however, we have to support women members so that they are back in the profession.
Yes.
If they feel they have taken break, or they are at equal level.
Yeah.
So that is the agenda. But we are
I
like
don't want to compare or
no
differentiate.
comparison, no biasness. It has to be equal.
Yeah. So then women only is not really a very big asset. It needs to be balanced.
Yeah, again, sometimes we feel that is a thought process, and the if want to build anyone, case to case it differs.
Yeah, for sure.
So if someone thinks, we want to bring only women together, and automatically nowadays more than 50% workforce is a women members in any organization.
It is such a good thing to hear. It's music to our ears that so many women are now coming ahead, and that's an amazing thing. Awesome. This brings us to the end of this quiz and this podcast. I think I had a very lovely and inspiring conversation. Everything, so many things that we learn out of this one conversation, and definitely a lot of learnings for the viewers as well. Thank you so much for all your time. Do you have any last words to say?
So I compliment you and for organizing such amazing videos, such amazing podcast, bridging the gap for the women who wants to come back in the profession or want to start their journey as an entrepreneur. And I'm sure with the power dressing which you are bringing, they will be more confident to come back in the profession.
For sure.
And their growth.
Awesome, for sure. I think the first step is dressing well. Then sab aage problems will be solved.
Very
awesome.
true.
Thank you so much. We have a small hamper for you for taking out the time and actually making it happen.
Oh, so nice of you
Do you
for
want to
such
check
a
what is
wonderful.
there
Oh my
inside?
God!
I hope you
Definitely.
love it.
Wow, such a wonderful.
So this is another belt.
Oh, wow.
It's also one of our new collections that we've recently launched. Basically to style up or jazz up any of your dresses.
Okay.
So this is like a multicolor thing, so you can wear on any color.
Wow, so nice of you. Such a wonderful gift. I'm sure this will increase more confidence.
There is one more thing inside.
Oh,
So this is a small
Wow.
doodle which encapsulates your entire journey,
wow.
whatever you've done.
This is amazing, and you have made it so personalized. So I want to show to everyone. Such
So
a
there is this
wonderful-
young girl called Soumya who actually makes this.
Okay.
So she
I-
actually made it in 1-2 days because we told
Wow.
her end moment.
So you have taken all the pictures
Yes.
from online, LinkedIn, and everything, and made
Yes.
this such a wonderful. I'll keep this in my office.
Thank you.
This is really nice. It's such amazing things you are doing. I want that your company to be listed.
I will have you on the board. Awesome.
So
Thank you.
Have
Thank
a
you so
growth
much.
plan for that.
Done.
Okay,
Thank
chalo.
you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Yes.